Cortes, and I'm this year's PSA president. Please be advised that all virtual meetings are being recorded as the meeting record minutes and will be shared via email with the parents. The agenda is as follows. So 6 o'clock is the welcome and the agenda. 6:05, reading and approval of minutes. 6:07 p.m., fundraising committee update. 6:10, treasurer's report. 6:30, the president's report. 6:35, the principal's report. 6:40, new business, questions and discussion. 6:55, communications announcements, and 7 p.m. adjournment.
Okay, the minutes for our last meeting on April 8th were shared on May 6th via email. They've been on the website, also on Facebook. And we're sharing a link in the chat if you want to go check those out. There's also the video that's linked on the school's website from last week.
I put them in the chat again. The first link I did was a little bit wonky, so I did it again. It just should be there now.
Okay.
So are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? If there are no corrections, the minutes stand approved.
Okay. I was starting with Betsy.
Yes, we're gonna have the fundraising committee update. So every third Tuesday of each month, we have been having the fundraising committee.
Sorry, I think Betsy is supposed to go.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, everyone. I'm Betsy Kim, the chair of the fundraising committee. And like Tiffany was saying, we meet the third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. Unless we're closed for a break. We just had our most recent meeting this past Tuesday, and our next meeting will be June 15th. The first goal that we set was to raise $1,000 to eliminate the bank fees with our bank account and to purchase new technology. And we have raised $1,081.25 in dues in total. So thank you everyone who's given dues to the PSA, and there's still time to give dues if you haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah, I will say though, we are not able to eliminate the bank fees though, because they raised the amount we have to have. So,
No.
wow. But Annie can talk about that later. I realized that line was still in there. So I wanted to clarify.
So in our meeting, we talked about our fundraisers that we've been doing. And I think Annie will talk about those as well. But we also talked about expenses for the rest of the year and expenses that we might be interested in raising funds for next year. And we were thinking about, for example, potential music programs for the school, since we don't have, we have a dance program, but not a music program. And so some ideas that have come up were Save the Music, which is, it's a grant that you apply for. And there's one that's a $22,000 intro to music grant. And that supplies instruments to the school. But the school has to hire a music teacher in order to qualify. So that's something that we could look into for the future. I think PS 110 and Greenpoint had that program. Some other ideas were Arts Connection, which is a music, theater, and visual arts residency that comes to the school and does a residency with like one grade level, for example, or a few grade levels. New York Pops, which provides music education to students who otherwise might not have exposure to the arts. So those were some ideas that came up in the meeting and in other meetings that we've had this year. But we just wanted to open it up to see what programs, people might like to have come to the school, or just to think about it. And we can discuss it also in our next fundraising committee meeting. And they can be more than just music programs. That was something that we had talked about, but there's, we're interested in hearing what, parents and staff are looking for in terms of enrichment programs for the school overall.
Maybe people could put in the chat if you have any ideas for programs.
Mhm.
And you can also email the PSA at ps376psa@gmail.com. Always with any ideas. But I mean, do we want to discuss now further, or should we table this and move on?
There's some coming in on the chat. It looks like
can't-
music, art, Little Kids Rock also has a great program. Okay, we can look into that. And there used to be a music teacher at PS376 in the past. So that's something we would also, I don't know, because I know for like Save the Music, you have to hire a music teacher. So that's something we would have to find out more about, because I'm not sure what the process is for hiring new staff.
Oh, and we also forgot. Can everyone put their name and their child's name in the chat for attendance?
I think
And
Natalie,
Jenny,
oh, go ahead.
Spanish? Could somebody say that in Spanish?
Sure thing. Por favor, si pueden poner su nombre y el nombre de tu hijo o hija en el chat para la atendencia. Y también estamos hablando de los recursos de escoger dinero para la escuela, y están tratando de encontrar una manera para mejorar la escuela usando estos fondos. Y quizás se puede hacer con un programa de música, un programa de arte. Y también están preguntando si hay cualquier sugestiones para programas para mejorar la escuela. Basic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was
Someone
gonna say,
asked, do the second and third
mhm.
choices require hiring of an additional teacher? I'm not totally sure. I actually was like looking into that just to get some more information. So, we're just at the very beginning of, figuring it out. But we're just trying to get the conversation started basically for next year.
Somebody also mentioned a Spanish program.
GNT to have the Spanish program. Oh.
Does that mean, is the idea for Spanish like an after school program, or like Spanish that's not in the dual language program? I think that's Caridad Sangster.
Caridad Sangster.
Kathy, just elaborate. Where is she?
Yeah, she's saying she wants G&T to have dual language. That's like a DOE thing, I think. I don't know if that's something we can do. That's kind of like part of the curriculum. It's got to be one or the other. That's how it is in all the schools. But we could certainly have like a Spanish after school program, or maybe they have a Spanish teacher come in. What is that? But that's definitely something we could add to the for programs.
Mm-hmm.
Drama performance. Okay.
I know that there are also other like local businesses that do residencies in schools, mostly with music and art. I know schools in Williamsburg that do that, and the PTA will raise money for like, for 1 year, like, the fourth graders to have circus arts, for the year, or, the third graders to have like a music class. So that's another option, but that would be something we would have to pay for. It wouldn't necessarily be like a grant that we would apply for. Then the PSA could, not necessarily that we'd ask parents, but that the PSA could raise money to pay for.
Rosalinda said drama performing arts. Yeah, we were talking to Miss Perez-Hernandez about, you know, like a combo music drama sort of class, because we have that huge auditorium that they could hold the class in. So yeah, I mean, that's something that I would love to.
If I could make a suggestion. Hi, everyone. It's Andreina. Can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yep.
I think that because there could be such an abundance of ideas for these kinds of things, it might be helpful to have maybe like a survey or something just to start getting common themes. Just because um, I'm sure a lot of us have different like thoughts and ideas of potential things we might want to see in the school. And so maybe just getting that general sense of like maybe it is music, and so if the majority is leaning towards music, that might help with the focus of like grants and things like that, as opposed to looking for so many different things, um, just to kind of get a sense of where I guess the larger community or what we're thinking we might want to have in the school.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Cool. Are you ready to move on?
Yes, moving on.
So come to our next fundraising.
Yeah. Next meeting in June, and please join us. We'll be discussing this more, as well as our fundraisers. Is this for me to talk about, or is Annie going to do this part? I'll do this
Whatever.
part. Okay.
Sure.
So we have, these are our fundraisers, new mascot t-shirt sales, and the deadline to order is May 24th, so it's coming up. We have an end of year jam, and we are now going to have, instead of having raffle tickets, we're going to give away prizes as door prizes. So you just have to attend the event, and then we'll spin the wheel throughout the event, and you'll be able to win some prizes, kind of as a way to build up school spirit.
Is this in person?
This is going to be virtual. It's going to be on June 11th, and students can send in videos of their talent that are 3 minutes or less, and then the PSA will play the videos during the event, as well as doing the door prizes. And if you have any ideas for local businesses that might want to donate door prizes, please let us know. We have a few already, but you know, it would be great to add to what we have. And then we have a summer reading book fair, which is going to open up on May 20th, and it'll go until June 20th. And that's with Greenlight Bookstore. And you'll be getting the link soon, so you can order books for summer reading.
You should
Did
look
you want
for
me
an
to
email on Monday. Sorry.
Did you want me to translate that?
Sure.
Okay. And I just had a clarifying question real quick, that the drawing on June 11th is going to happen during the talent show, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Bueno, so aquí están algunos eventos que van a hacer para tratar de hacer dinero para la escuela, para el PTA. Van a hacer una venta de camisas de mascota. Eso es hasta el mayo, el 24 de mayo. También van a hacer un evento de rifa. La venta va a comenzar el 1 de mayo, y es para lo que va a ganar el día del el show de talento.
Pero
También
ellos dijeron que no es una rifa ya.
no es una rifa, es una rifa sí, pero va a ser para los que están en la tendencia, ¿me entiendes? O si uno entra es como la rifa. So, cuando usted entra al evento, te van a poner el nombre y después van a poner un nombre como en una cosa como una lotería, y después van a sacar el nombre, pero solamente para los que están en la tendencia. También van a hacer una feria de libros de lecturas del verano, y eso va a ser entre mayo, del 20 de mayo hasta el 20 de junio.
All right, Annie.
Good evening, everyone. So this is the Pop and Popcorn fundraiser update. So we sold $9,190 and we get 50% of that. But it's a little bit over 50% because some people did not buy any popcorn and offered cash. So we have a total of 4,000. Actually, that's wrong. It should be a little bit more. So it should be $4,695. The top sellers for the fundraiser was Aiden Rice from first grade, class 101. Then runner up is Adam Perez, and also in first grade, class 103. And then the third place top seller was Malachi Ross Chick in fourth grade and class fourth grade and 4404. Next slide, please. So picture update. So today we had the graduation picture day for kindergarten, for the stepping up for the kindergarten, and also for first grade because they were not able to get graduation pictures last year due to the pandemic, and also the fifth grade. So today's that took picture of the grades were kindergarten, first, and fifth grade. And tomorrow it will be the second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. And the way you order, you go on to mylifetouch.com, you enter the picture day ID as you see, and then you look for the package of that you desire and you place your order, and you come tomorrow for your picture for your child's picture day. Or if you're remote or in the cohort A, please email us so we can put you in a time slot for the afternoon session. You can email us at ps376psa@gmail.com. This is all electronics, so there's no paper forms will be accepted. Everything must be online. The pictures will be mailed to the school. The pictures will be mailed to the school and either sent home with the child, or can be picked up by the parent. If you would like to order after picture day, your child will receive a unique portrait ID and an access code on picture day. You may use this to order pictures once you receive this. Next page. Thank you.
Just gonna leave this up for a second.
Hi, estamos hablando de la actualización de la fotografía de los estudiantes del grado K, primer y segundo grado. Pasó hoy, mañana sería del tercer y cuarto grado y también el quinto grado. Los fotos se pueden pedir por el internet usando el código que ven allá en la pantalla. También mandaron un papel a la casa con los estudiantes con el nombre y del website, y también el código para meter al website para pedir las fotos. No se van a aceptar los formularios en papel, todo se tiene que ser electrónicamente. Las fotografías serían enviadas a la escuela directamente y se van a mandar a la casa con los estudiantes, o también los padres pueden ir a la escuela y ir a buscar las fotos. Y si quieres comprar las fotos después del día de la fotografía, se puede pedir con un código que le van a entregar a los estudiantes. Y como te dije, todo se va a hacer electrónicamente, se tiene que pedir por el internet. Y si tienes cualquier pregunta, pueden mandar un correo electrónico al PSA. Y esa dirección está en el chat.
Thank you. So the treasury report. So as of right now, we, like Mary-Louise said earlier, we cannot give away with the bank fee. Unfortunately, they changed the stipulations in the account that we have, and well, they changed the stipulation for all of their accounts, because I definitely did try to get this eliminated, but unfortunately all the accounts that Bank of America possess has a fee on it unless we have like over like 10,000 in the bank. And then we won't accrue the fee. They raised the minimum amount to be held in the bank account. Next slide. So as of right now, as of May 19, the balance in the bank account is $3,374.78. We have a pending balance of the Pop and Popcorn proceeds, which is about, sorry, one second, which is $4,695. And that will, after all that's calculated towards the balance that we have now, it will be $8,304.78. With the open collected balance that we have $42.50. So we have a pending grand total of $8,347.28. This balance does not include the proceeds from the t-shirt fundraiser, the school pictures, or the book sale fundraiser, since that has not ended.
Espanol.
El saldo de la cuenta bancaria de nuestra escuela está a $3,374.78. Y ahora hay cosas como dinero pendiente todavía, pero cuando todo salga, al final del día vamos a tener $8,347.28.
Okay, so here we have the proposed expense. As you know, for the 4 drones, when we presented the Pop and Popcorn, that was our main focus from the proceeds of that fundraiser, was to get 4 drones in memory of the late Mr. Torellis, because the drones that they did have belonged to him, and it had to be returned to his family. So we wanted to purchase the drones that the kids are used to, and also this is something to keep his spirit, his legacy alive, still in the school. And that balance is $1,414.25. Then we have the t-shirts for the mascot contest winners, which is 2 students at $9.99, and that will be the cost of $18.98. Then we have the t-shirts for the mascot contest finalists, which is 10 finalists at $9.99, which the total is $99.90. Then we have the certificate for the mascot contest finalists and the fundraiser top 3 sellers, and that came up to $30. Then we would like to purchase more mascot t-shirts to sell in person at $8.99, and we would like to get 50, and that the cost of that will be $449.50.
And if I could just give a little more information. So the t-shirts for the mascot contest winners, we already kind of announced that we would give them a t-shirt as their prize. So that's kind of a given, but then the t-shirt mascot contest finalists, that was not really promised, but we thought it would be nice. So that is one other option. And then with the mascot t-shirts to sell in person, the t-shirts are, the PTA would make more money on them if we get to 100 t-shirts. And right now we have orders for around 50 t-shirts. So if we did 50 additional t-shirts, we would actually get $1 off from the company, which would mean that, we would make more in our fundraiser essentially. So that's part of this. And that would also mean that the t-shirts we buy for the contest winners would be only $8.99 versus $9.99. And, we'd have potential to make that money back is another thing to think about. So we're going to go through this, like everything first. Is that the plan, guys? If
Say that
somebody's trying,
I
are we
didn't-
going through all the expenses first and then are we voting one by one, or how are we voting?
one by one.
Okay, so we're just gonna do an overview right now, right? Okay.
Next for the proposed expense is the stepping up gifts for kindergarten, first grade, which is a total of 152 students. And we would like to get them, a gift and ranging from $300 for the total for $304 to $1,216. And we'll be giving you more details on the next slide. Then the next expense is the graduation gift for the 5th grade.
So I don't have a total for how many 5th graders there are. If anybody knows, Ms. Perez, maybe could you share, and then we can update this line. Is she there?
I'm here. I think I have it in an email. I'll look while you continue.
Okay, we can come back.
Thank you. And so the next thing on the expenses is the stepping up lunching for the kindergarten and first grade. And that will be a roughly total of $360, $360 through $495. And then the next proposed expense is a musician for a magnet show for kindergarten, first, 5th grade, or maybe the whole school if we're able to do it. So the total for those are, if it's kindergarten and first grade, is $625. If we add the 5th grade, it'll be $790. If we add the whole school, it will be $1,175. And then the last thing on the proposal.
Just saying it's a virtual magician, just for clarification.
The next thing on the expenses is the 5th grade breakfast, and a range a total of between $250 and $500.
Okay.
So here is some items that we propose for expenses for the stepping up gift for kindergarten and first grade. The first option is a graduation dinosaur, which is $2 per person. Then the second option is a color pencil mini notebook, bookmark, and a graduation bubbles, which is $3 per person. Then option 3, we have a mini autograph star, of fun glasses, and graduation pin, which is $4 a person. And then, the last option is option 4 with an autograph worm, a grad glasses, and a book, which will be $20 per person.
Okay.
And for the stepping up lunch for the kindergarten and first grade, which will be a McDonald's Happy Meal with the selection that you see here. And that total will roughly approximately $449.10 through $458.10, or a Burger King kids meal, also with range of options, which will be a total between $350.10 through $360. So with the proposed expense for the virtual magic show, it is $625 for up to 99 students, $790 for up to 250 students, which will include the 5th grade, $1,175 up to 550 students, which is the whole school.
I have the video, a little preview video that we can watch now. Hopefully it works. I'm on the internet. 1 second, you might lose me. Try this again. Sorry, I just had to switch internet and it's like, oh, there we go.
The billions of choices. Name any place in the world. Go. Hawaii. Hawaii. My dream vacation is going to Hawaii. My dream vacation is going to Hawaii.
Annie, do you want to continue?
Jennifer, if you can be so kind and translate that
Yes,
for me,
no
if
problem.
thank you so much.
Lo que estamos repasando ahora son los propósitos para usar los fondos de PTA. Me están hablando para tratar de buscar los regalos para los niños que se van a graduar para el año kinder y también el año, one second. El año kinder y el quinto grado también. Lo propósito es lo siguiente. Se quiere comprar 4 drones.
Ok, está bien, está bien. Voy a saber de aquí, me está preguntando. Mami, ¿por qué preguntándote? Sí o no, no dime porque yo dije papá. No. Ok, ma, está bien. Ok.
Jennifer, if you need a minute, I think maybe we could get Miss Perez or somebody to translate.
Can you hear? Oh my goodness. I thought you could hear me, but it's my Bluetooth is on and I stepped out of my car.
No, I just hear mommy, mommy, mommy somewhere.
Oh gosh, sorry, because I came to pick up my kids. But if you do have someone else to translate, that would be great. If not, if you guys don't mind, I will continue.
Miss Perez, could you maybe? Since she's a little preoccupied.
I'm sorry, you just want me to translate this page? Like
Yeah.
these categories? Okay. So
I can do it if you'd like. This is Andrina.
Andrina, yes, please.
I was trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to jump in here. Sure. Okay, that's okay. Entonces, en esta página acaban de presentar la propuesta de los gastos con el dinero que se ha recaudado con la PSA. Entonces empezamos con 4 drones, que es para reemplazar los drones que anteriormente pertenecían al señor Torres. Ya que eran sus pertenencias, tuvimos que regresar a la familia. Entonces, para conmemorar su memoria, la PSA quiere reemplazar eso y comprar los 4 drones. De igual forma, y los números están aquí, no lo voy a repetir, pero para ir para la lista y más rápido, lo voy a decir un poquito rápido. Para comprarle las camisas a los ganadores del concurso de mascota que hicimos anterior, son dos ganadores, son dos a $9.99, que sale a $18.98. De igual forma, a los finalistas también le quieren regalar una camisa, entonces son 10 camisas a $9.99 y ahí sale el total. Para todos los participantes en el concurso de mascota también le quieren regalar, y a los 3 finalistas del Popping Popcorn le quieren regalar unos certificados y eso sale en $30. Y de las ventas de las camisas de mascotas, han vendido actualmente con la venta como algunas 50 camisas, entonces quieren comprar 50 más para venderlas en persona, porque le hacen una oferta y las camisas salen un poco más baratas, y para comprar 50 camisas. We can go to the next slide. Entonces, para los niños que se van a graduar, los de kinder, los de primer grado y los de quinto. Los de kinder es porque el año pasado no tuvieron una ceremonia formal, entonces lo estamos incluyendo ahora. Esto es la propuesta de algunos regalos para los niños que se van a graduar. Entonces, en esta página detalla la propuesta de los gastos. Tiene vamos a decir, la propuesta depende de cuál regalo vamos a elegir. Entonces, en la próxima página vamos a saber los detalles, but hold on one second. So, tienen planeado los regalos para los niños de kinder primero, que son 152 estudiantes en total. Para los niños en el quinto, tienen también un regalo planeado. Todavía no tenemos el total de los estudiantes. Según sabemos ese total, lo podemos arreglar los números para decir cuál regalo. Hay un almuerzo planeado para los de kinder o jardín de infante y primer grado. Igual, el video que acaban de presentar es para un show de magia, puede ser para el de quinto, primero, jardín de infancia o la escuela completa. Por eso hay 3 números, y un desayuno para los niños en quinto grado. We can go to the next slide just with the images of the gifts.
One second, let me just update this like now that I got the numbers.
Sure. En lo que hacen ese cambio, en la próxima página pueden ver las opciones de los regalos que están proponiendo, y como vieron tiene diferente precio dependiendo del regalo que quieran, bueno, que elegimos ahora en esta reunión, me imagino. Entonces eran diferentes opciones puede ser como un libro. Bueno, eran combinaciones, tengo que ver la foto para poder explicarlo. So voy a esperar que presenten la página para poder explicarle las opciones. Pero cada una tiene un precio diferente dependiendo de lo que vamos a elegir.
Okay, are you ready for me to move on?
Yeah, I just need the page so I could just briefly go through through the options.
Yeah. And we're going to vote on the options and all that. So this is to give a quick overview. And then
I'm trying to do it really quickly.
You're doing good.
And you might want to, put it in present mode so I can actually see what's in there. Aquí hay, como ven en esta página, son 4 opciones para los niños de jardín, infancia y en primer grado, los 152 estudiantes que acabo de mencionar. La primera opción es el dinosaurio que ven ahí, que es $2 por persona. La segunda opción tiene los lápices de colores, una libreta mini, I don't know how to say bookmark, but a bookmark y burbujas. Esta opción es $3. La tercera opción es la estrellita, que está hecha como de material, como si es un peluche, unos lentes protector de sol y 2 lapiceros para poder filmar en la estrellita. Y la cuarta opción, y la opción 3 es $4 por persona. La última opción es un libro. Los lentes que ven ahí, pero escribe la palabra grad y how do you say worm? I don't know how to say worm in Spanish. Y el carácter que ven ahí, que también lo pueden firmar, que no sé decir worm, pero esa es la última opción, que es $20 por persona. You can go to the
It's
next slide.
gusano.
Gusano, yes. Oh Lord, you know when you don't use a word for a long time? Gusano.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
say gusano very often either.
I was like, I can't remember what that word is. Ok, entonces para el almuerzo, la propuesta son estas que están aquí, que lo voy a hacer rápido, que viene siendo los Happy Meals de McDonald's o el Kids Meal de Burger King, y ahí están los precios. Oh, and it's in Spanish there, so pueden ver las opciones ahí y los precios para el almuerzo. I think that brings us up to where we were. Y el próximo, este fue el video que vimos para el show mágico del mago, pero sería virtual, y las opciones son, como está de letra de aquí, dependiendo 99 estudiantes, 250 hasta 550, que viene siendo la escuela completa, pero sería virtual.
Okay. Whew. So we're going to vote on this, but I need to make polls for everything because I have not gotten a chance since we were like adding things to the last minute. But I think we should open up for discussion on what's been presented. Tiffany, you want to take it?
Well, thank you, Andrina, for translating. I appreciate it. So do anyone has any questions regarding this? Do you have any ideas? Do you like the ideas? Is it too expensive? Is it not enough? What's your thoughts?
I think the magician is really cool, but I think that's really expensive. I mean, it's, like, especially since it's virtual, I know it's interactive, but like not everybody's going to get to participate. And we could watch a good magic show, like stream a good magic show for the kids to watch for free. No? I mean, that's just my thought. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it's a lot of money for that.
Well, the way they're planning on doing it is that they're planning on putting it on in the classroom for all the kids to see at the same time. So it's going to be presented that way. And then for the remote kids, they're going to do it in a way, admin is going to do it in a way where it streams to the remote kids as well. So nobody's going to be left out. You know what I mean?
So do we need all those logins then?
No.
I mean, not to say that not to promote dishonesty in any way, but I'm just saying if it's
exactly.
going to be,
but yeah, well, it was brought to the attention of the magician, the amount of students. So from there, he kind of raised the price up. So, I mean, if we don't include the 5th grade, the price goes down. It goes back to $625, I believe it was. So.
In my humble opinion, I think it's too expensive for the show, and I've had this experienced this before previously with my 2 children, where they were given a magic show online, and honestly, it's not the same experience. It's not the same thing virtually. I think it would be a waste.
Mary-Louise, do you have it in present mode for the stuff? Because all I see is everybody here. I don't know what's happening.
It was frozen.
The shared screen, I see just everybody. Does everybody see the correct view mode?
For the discussion, I took it off share mode because I need to make the polls, and otherwise you guys are just going to watch me make polls.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, what about the other items?
Is it possible to put the price tags in the poll too, so that we can see that when we're voting?
Yes, and as we're voting too, we'll put up I'll put back up the presentation. It'll be up there when we're voting, but I'll also put it in the poll.
I have another question. It might be slightly controversial, but I'm just curious if there was any thought given to the students who are remote. So magic show aside, were some of the other activity, I know that there's some complications there, but what are the thoughts around including, because I saw a lot of in person there. Any ideas
Well,
on those or?
yeah, I had spoken to Miss Ramirez today in regards to that. And what we're planning on doing is actually for like the Happy Meals or whatever, we're gonna have the option, we're gonna get it and we're gonna have the option for the kids to pick it up the same way that they pick up, you know, they have the lunches or whatever for the community to come. So same kind of situation. And then we're gonna send out, you know, a letter letting them know that it's available as an option for them to come and pick it up so that nobody is left out.
Okay, so just a note, initially Miss Badillo had just sent me in person, so I thought that they were only going to be for in-person students. So that would mean that the cost is more than what is specified on the budget.
So I just wanted to say something quickly. This is from a fellow first grade parent. Last year we had, you know, as many kindergarten and fifth graders had their virtual ceremonies. And me personally, I didn't have the best experience for my son. He was in class K-13. And the virtual ceremony was not the way that I thought it was gonna be. And it was very disappointing to say the least. So this is why I had spoke to Miss Perez in the beginning of the year to try to get a special ceremony to be had for the first grade students, since it didn't pan out the way, you know, that I thought it was going to be for a stepping up ceremony. On top of that, you know, the kids weren't able to take their graduation pictures or their stepping up pictures or pictures in general. So that was like my big thing in coming into the PSA. On top of that, this is my personal experience, like I'm saying, and the kids that were in my son's class know what I'm talking about. They weren't even able to pick up their like work for the whole entire year, whereas other grades were told, you know, you guys can come and pick up, you know, the work that you did, you know, because the pandemic shut everything down. They weren't able to come and get their work. So all that work is just gone. So I have no memories of, you know, my son's stuff other than the one notebook that I have from that year. Everything was literally thrown away. So we're just trying to make it be special for these kids, because after everything that they went through, I feel like crying. I'm sorry, because it was a big thing for me. So I just want the kids to actually feel appreciated, feel like they matter, feel like, I don't know, just feel special. You know what I mean? Because after everything that they went through and family members that have passed away and everything like that, I just want the kids to actually feel celebrated. So that's my thing. So I'm one of the people that said with the graduation worm and the things, I just want them to feel happy and feel special. That's me coming from my heart, and that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
I just have a quick question. I'm looking at the chat. This is Patrina. I'm looking at the chat, and it doesn't seem like everyone. The consensus in the chat seems to be that everyone thinks that the magician is a bit expensive, and it may not be necessarily the best thing. If you guys can also just put any suggestions that you may have, we can also try to see what's possible. But, you know, we're just trying to go with what we know and what has come into us, that we're just going off of suggestions. So if you don't like this, the thing to do would be kind of come up with something and give it to us so that we can try to, because time is running out. So we're just trying to make sure that we make it as best as it could be. Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Miss Torres. I raised my hand. I guess my issue, and I hate to even have an issue, is the picture day issue. So I was confused. I did get the letter and I got the envelope and I got the handout. And so I completed the envelope because it was attached and sent it in. And so now I'm in this meeting and we're being told that that is not being handled. Now I see all the way down here where it says there's no paper being collected, but then why would a paper be sent with an envelope attached to it? It's very misleading. So I thought that maybe that was the rule, and then with the new rules that maybe you are accepting checks. I don't see how sending an envelope attached, but doesn't, this could have been sent alone and remove the envelope, and then it would have been clearer for parents that there is no envelope. This is your option. You go online. And, it's just very confusing and a bit frustrating because, we work, we come home, we grab this, we fill it out for the children, we send it in thinking that that's the way it's done. And then, in very fine print, which everyone hates, all the way towards the bottom, it says there will be no money or paper order forms accepted. So I just, if I, who have several degrees, made this error, I'm sure many others have. So just being cognizant of that and maybe not sending in things that are not going to be accepted makes sense.
Ms. Torres, I wrote the letter, so I feel like I'll speak up. There was a lot of information that had to be included in the letter. So, we did the best we could. I bolded it. It was centered. But the good news is you can still, they might have accepted it anyway. I'm not sure. But if they didn't, you're going to get a proof and you can order online after the fact anyway.
Yes, the photographers accepted them as soon as.
Okay. So yes, but I agree. Sending the envelope in addition, it is a little confusing.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. Really not. It's just I'm sitting here and then I'm like, wait, what? I sent in a check that's not going to be accepted, and you start to think the worst. Like Ms. Torres just said, then you start to think, oh, I'm not going to get a picture of my kid in a cap and gown, and you start to read. But I'm just, in the future, I know that these things are all of a sudden and things change, and we didn't even have a picture day last year. I understand that. I'm just, I'm speaking up for and advocating for those of us that are busy to read all of the print. And when we see an envelope, we check it off and we send it in. So, just looking out for my fellow parents out there that might have made the same error I made. Oh, and then he might be more expensive, so I don't know if this is in any way a good suggestion, but Nick the Balloonatic, he comes to school. I think he does it virtual also. He makes balloons and teaches kids how to make those pet balloons, and the kids really love it. So I don't know if maybe you want to look into him if the magician is not, your cup of tea, but his name is Nick the Balloonatic, and he is a DOE vendor. So, that might help out on that end.
I don't think they're allowing outside vendors to come in yet.
Okay, other schools are, but okay.
Yeah. Ms. Perez is here. She can answer, that they receive new guidance every day.
You can forward me the information, Ms. Torres, and I can send it into the safety division and see what after that.
Hi, my name is Ana Torres. I'm Clara Almonte's mom, and I have a question regarding the stepping up ceremony. Is it like a virtual thing? Is it for students to, I don't know, just be recognized, maybe sent a certificate home? I'm not sure that I caught any information on that. I just heard about the gifts and stuff.
They're actually having a virtual town hall meeting tomorrow in regards to the first grade and kindergarten stepping up ceremony.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was here. All right, thank you.
Sorry. Are we ready with the polls, Mary-Louise?
I have another thought. Sorry, this is entering. Well, not sorry, but I'm saying sorry because I interrupted. So Tiffany, what you shared is really heartfelt about just the experience, but I guess on that sentiment, I feel like I think all the students had that experience, right? In a way that we all kind of had a difficult year. Not to throw another thing into the pot, but maybe consider something. I know that's where we were going with the magician, but something for everyone, because you guys are already doing some pretty amazing things for the kindergarten, first grade, and fifth grade. Like you have the breakfast and you have some things that you have going on. So maybe consider, I don't know, again, we're going to vote on this now, so there may not be time for that. But if there's a way to kind of have that feeling, that create that feeling for all the students, right? Because we are, there's quite a few things that are going on already for the kindergarten, first grade, and fifth graders. And I'm just wondering if maybe like the second, third, and fourth graders might feel like, oh, what's going on? What about us? And that's just me, because I'm always thinking like super inclusive. And I also obviously have a child in the first grade, so I see the importance of that. But I'm curious if maybe that's something for us to think about, expanding it, because there's already, not you specifically, but the PSA has already done, you guys have already planned some pretty cool things that will make the students feel special. It doesn't change the gift, but maybe if there's other things that we could also do to include everyone, that maybe is not the magician, but I don't know, something as simple as like, I know now that like the school, the kids can buy like ice cream during lunch. So maybe buying ice cream for everyone or something simple like that. So just putting that out there. I know we're getting ready to vote, but just wanted to share that as an idea.
Thank you, Andrina. I mean, we would have to propose a budget for that within this poll, so that we could all vote live to see what everybody thinks. So, I mean, Mary-Louise, you could add that as a thing. Annie, what do you think?
That'd be good. Let's add, all the options. I'm trying to look for the Nick ballistic and see if he does remote right now, just to see if he has like a web page.
Balloonatic.
Balloonatic. Oh shucks. I'm sorry. Balloonatic. That's why I'm not finding it.
So if you want to start with the poll, the first poll.
I can't do a poll until I'm finished with all the rest. So I have to add everything. So you guys could, like, any other suggestions that anybody has that you want me to make a poll out of, I need to know before we launch this one. And I'm having to translate everything. So it's like, takes a little time.
Hi, I just wanted to suggest maybe I know that there's like a Harlem Globetrotter like a program. I actually know one of the guys that does like shows and stuff. Even if it was something like virtual that could be set up maybe in a park, and then he could do like a show. I don't know how expensive that's gonna be, but that's just like something to maybe consider. He does like tricks and all that stuff, and it's not interactive, but I mean, interactive is always nice, or maybe you could also think about that for future. But it's definitely enjoyable to watch, and I don't know how much it costs, but we can find out.
Quick question: What is the parents comfortable of, being charged for some type of entertainment of that sort? Like, what is like a comfortable number for everyone?
For second, third, and fourth, or you're saying in general for?
For in general, because it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, the parents want it for the whole school versus certain grades. So
I think she was saying like us, just like some like just a different expense, not necessarily that for the second, third, and fourth. Andrina, right?
Yeah, I was asking to consider, again, just based on what was presented, I guess it's been clarified now. Initially, the slide said like in person, so making sure we consider the remote, but also um, in light of the year, right, that the year and a half actually that we've all had, that just making sure that we also include like second, third, and fourth in some kind of activity, just because obviously they have also been part of this as well.
Well, it's kind of like how they the school normally holds like a carnival for all the kids, kind of like that.
Yes, exactly. It's more of like a community thing.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Annalie. I'm the mom of Nathan in 5th grade. So I have a kind of question, comment regarding the magician or anything similar to that, that type of event. So you guys are saying that the amount of people would amount to 1st, 2nd grade, then 4th and 5th grade. But that kind of would be assuming that everybody would come over. But what if like only half of the kids are interested? Then you've purchased something, for example, for the entire school, but only half of them are showing up. In that case, wouldn't it be better if we found out how many kids are actually interested and are coming, or setting up an exact amount and saying this is the amount that we have until this date, something like that. So it's perhaps not as expensive, and we don't purchase the entire big package and then half the people attend.
Well, the way that was working out was that they were going to do it in the classrooms so that the kids are attending as a whole, even remote students.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, all right, I see it then. Okay.
So if it's on like a Zoom kind of thing or this kind of platform, why do we have to pay so much? Why does it matter how many kids are there? Like, why do we need different logins for all that? Like, I feel like
logins. It's just like like that's just how they set it up, because it's
Right.
like a virtual magic show. I guess that's just the business side of it. They consider it like 99 screens or whatever. So like normally I think what they do is, they have it, the schools or whatever probably have it at a certain time, but I think they consider 99 screens like 99 kids type of deal. It's just, I think that's just the like how they run it virtually, their business.
Yeah, this guy usually does in-person shows. So and they would charge a different amount depending on how many people were in attendance, right? It's like getting a ticket to the show, I felt we should be on the up and up with this guy. It's his business, and letting him and being honest about how many people would be in attendance. And he did actually give us a discount for what he usually charges apparently, but yeah, it's still a lot of money. And I personally, if there was something else, if there was something else that people were interested in, then I am totally on board for something different. But we do need to have prices like to vote on today. That's the only problem. Or does anyone else have any suggestions on how we could entertain other options?
Hi, this is Blanca. I'm sorry, I have my hand raised. But honestly, I think that, I don't know if this is an option because I know there's so many guidelines and stuff like that. But if you can possibly consider getting some form of entertainment that would make the remote only kids feel included too. And maybe it just means getting tested before, wearing the mask, and possibly doing something, only outside, socially distant, to make everyone feel safe. I would greatly appreciate that consideration. Only because there's so much like exclusion with in-person kids versus remote only kids. It'll be nice to like break up that division, even if it's for like one event, if the parents feel comfortable, the remote only parents, which I'm a remote only parent and I feel 100% comfortable. And if I would have known that my daughter would have been excluded from all the in-person activities, honestly, I would have sent her for the last trimester. It's just that, I wasn't aware of this. We didn't know that we were going to have senior activities. Nobody knew anything, which I totally understand. It's nobody's fault. Nobody can predict what could possibly happen in the future, but we also should consider that New York City guidelines are all being lifted. All the restrictions are being lifted. Restaurants are going back to normal. Places are being closed at whatever time they normally close at. So it's like, if everybody could be outside now, according to New York City guidelines and CDC guidelines, why does the school have to be the last person to obey by those guidelines? It's just a thought, a comment. Again, I understand that the PSA and the school teachers do not control anything, and mostly goes with the DOE and stuff like that. But it's just a consideration and a comment. Thank you.
One question I wanted to ask Ms. Perez-Hernandez, maybe you could tell us what is being planned for the students. So, we don't want to overlap, and I'm not sure what exactly, I wasn't totally clear, like, are the fifth graders already getting a gift? Are the, how much of the, we didn't really get any firm numbers as far as like how much we needed to contribute for certain things. So I was just wondering if you could maybe
Well, that's because we did not ask PSA to contribute anything towards grade 5.
Right.
That was totally picked up by the school, 100%. In previous years, we've usually had like fundraisers that go towards senior dues, but because of the difficult nature, of course, of the pandemic and the financial strain that it has put on a lot of families, senior dues were done away with for this year. And the school has picked up 100% of the responsibility for all senior costs, including the cap and gowns, including the yearbook, including the senior t-shirts, the diplomas. So we are fully funding everything. And that's why we have not asked for any funding from anyone. In terms of students coming back for a celebration, I understand, and the guidelines are super confusing. However, there are two organizations that are not included in all of the CDC and DOH guideline liftings that or requirement liftings that have been made, and that is hospitals and schools. So schools and hospitals are still expected to abide by all of the regular requirements. We're still sitting at 6 feet social distance in the classrooms. We still, throughout the entire building, even those of us that are fully vaccinated, wear a mask. We still mask up during outdoor phys ed and dance, because those restrictions have not been lifted for schools, especially New York City Department of Education schools. So we're unable to breach any health and safety protocols that have been instituted by the Department of Education. So we must abide by all health and safety guidelines, and we will continue to do so. I understand how frustrating it is. It's frustrating for us too, having to plan graduation and stepping up ceremonies with these restrictions and small spaces, right? Because we're not a school that has an enormous yard or enormous open spaces. Has been extremely challenging for us as well. So we also would love to be able to not have these restrictions in place, but we do. And we have an obligation to ensure the safety and security of all parties. One thing that I do want to make clear is that remote only students are not being forgotten, right? And remote only students are not being included. And I think that was a bit of a maybe miscommunication yesterday. There were certain activities that were going to be planned for remote only students. However, from the feedback that we got from the town hall yesterday, it seemed like people wanted that cross participation between the in-person and remote only group. So today we went back to the drawing board and redrafted our senior week events, and all students in person and fully remote will be engaging in the same exact activities at the same time. So all the activities are virtual. The ones like, for example, tie-dye, right? There's going to be an option for remote parents to pick up the kits. So we're going to make kits so that their children can do the tie-dye activity at home jointly with our in-person students. So we're ensuring that there is equity, and everything that's being done for the in-person group in grade 5 is being done for the remote students as well, and that they're participating simultaneously. And that's why Ms. Cortes said that, you know, it's down as KN1 is having the lunch in person, but there is an option for remote only students to also have their lunch picked up so that they could participate as well. I understand the frustration, but you know, we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and we do still have to ensure that we're abiding by whatever guidelines are placed on us. We will be open for the summertime, so we also have to ensure that we're remaining in those pods, even in our summer program. So there's not even pod crossing in July and August. We know that requirements and guidelines may change at any moment, and we're ready and prepared to make those adjustments should they change. And we communicated that yesterday. We do have a plan B and a plan C in case, you know, a week before the stepping up and the graduation ceremonies, those change. But as of right now, those are the restrictions that we live under and that we abide by.
Okay, so
I hope that clarified.
yeah, I just wanted to get like,
Can I,
one second, I just want one more clarification,
Sure.
Ms. Perez. So with the 5th grade, what are they getting? Are they already getting a gift bag? Are they already being, their lunch or their breakfast has already been provided for? And is that by the school, or is it coming out of teachers' pockets? Because I think, you know, we didn't want it coming out of staff pockets, you know, so we wanted to contribute if possible. But if the need is not there, perhaps, you know, I mean, we're going to vote anyway, but, you know, I just want everybody to have that information if they're already getting something.
Right, so we were picking, so the school is providing the gifts, the yearbook, the t-shirt, that's all being funded by the school, and then administration and teachers, that was going to be our gift to the grade 5 students from the very beginning, was their breakfast.
Okay. Okay, so, but they're not getting a gift bag of sorts, but they are getting t-shirts and yearbook. So
What they
they're getting
typically got in previous years,
Yeah.
they're not being shortchanged in any way. What they received in previous years through their school dues, the only thing is like a physical trip, right? Because we can't take trips right now. So that was the only, that and the prom, because we are not allowed to have proms. So those are the only 2 events that are not being replicated, and that is because they're just not allowable.
Okay.
But we did send out a brand new flyer documenting all the revisions. It was put on Google Classroom. So for any grade 5 parents, I know that this is the time some people may be starting to get home from work. But if you check your your child's Google Classroom stream, you will see the updated flyer with the changes. And we also backpack them home as well. So when you get home, you can also look in your child's book bag. And I believe we send it through Remind as well.
And so to answer Ms. Kahada, who posted in chat, so the school is doing a 5th grade breakfast and the PSA is doing another. No, we were going to just contribute to help them out so they didn't have to foot the entire bill. But if unneeded, you know, I mean, we still can contribute if we want, I guess. But that's up, you know, that's up for the vote. So the good news is I finished the basic poll. I'm not sure how to vote on the additions. How do you guys want to do this? I have Nick Ballunatic and Kate the chemist. Should we vote on whether we should investigate it? And, you know, I don't know, we'd have to have another meeting to vote on this. But we really need to have we need to be able to research and get the actual cost of these things.
Yeah, there's not going to be no time for that, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, we could do an emergency budget meeting if we need to. If the rest of the parents think that's necessary.
Have to do it at this meeting. That's what I was told.
We can have the meeting anytime we want. So does anybody want to weigh in on how you want to handle that? I can do a thing that says, are you interested in us looking into these things? We can allot a certain amount of money that you guys think is appropriate for a whole school activity, perhaps. And then you could leave it up to us to decide which activity it is. I'm just trying to think of how to make it, the decision be made today. Any
I think
thoughts?
that's a good idea to like agree upon a budget and then, leave it to the PSA and anyone else who's interested in deciding, because there's not very much time.
Yeah, I mean, we're already way over the meeting, but I knew this was going to take a long time. Okay, so is everyone okay with that? If you are not okay with that, speak up. I'm going to just put a few price points in here. And we will also look into the, the different things people proposed.
Can we launch the first poll?
Yes, but I got to finish doing this one. So I just wanted to say one last thing. So I personally, I want to do nice things for the children too. But I also am thinking about next year, and, I would like to, raise as much money as we possibly can and like bring some of this over to next year. And so, my focus is like, how can we do some nice things and like, make them feel special, but also not blow our entire budget. For next year, if we stay with the same bank, we have to have at least $5,000 in our bank account, or we get charged $16 every month. So that, is 100 and, I don't know, doing quick math, 160, 170, 130-ish dollar, sorry, is that 160, 200 and something every year. So just something to think about, as a business. And if we want to keep growing the PSA and fundraising, it's important that we kind of have a cushion and we have a nest egg. So, I'm thinking of all of these things in my personal votes. And, I do know that the school is doing things to contribute. So, that's my biggest thing. I want them to all have something that they're happy with, but also just not blow it all, because, as we mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, there are like programs and grants. Like we could fund an after school program. We could fund a teacher, we could bring in a music program, or an art program or whatever, but it does take a significant amount of money. So, just something to think about. Like we're trying to, I personally am in this because I want to keep building it and I want it to grow and not spend everything. Thank you, Rosa. And most of those events were just our time. So, so that's good. I'm glad. Thanks for attending. She said that her kids have appreciated the PTA events.
Just for clarification, we're not spending all the money, the budget for the PSA. The PSA will transition for the next e-board will have a significant over of $5,000. In terms of making sure we bring more into the school with different enrichment programs, that's why the Open Collective was applied for and we received it, so we can apply for grants that way, so we can use grant money for bigger projects. The PSA money, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to use that money for enrichment programs anyway, because of the guidelines that we have. We are not a nonprofit PSA. We don't have a 501c. We're doing it in conjunction with the Open Collective. The money that we receive through Open Collective, we can use those funds for enrichment programs and anything else. Just for clarification.
But Annie, I feel like you're like counting your chickens before they hatch, because we don't have any. We have $49 or something in our open collective account right now. And the enrichment programs, you don't have to be a 501c3 to pay for those programs. The 501c3 is for people contributing, for it to be tax deductible for them. We can pay for any program that we want using the money as long as it's agreed upon by the constituency. So that's not, as I understand it, that's not quite.
Yes, I'm very aware of it, and I have spoken to the Open Collective as one of the people that applied for the program and asked these questions, and also as members of the DOE to make sure the two entities make sure that we're able to align together. And what I received in the information, as I told the e-board, and when I presented this to the parents, that it would have to be two separate entities. So if we can have a further conversation, a private one, but we can move on. Thank you.
But the open collective money is, you could spend it, yes, like you do need to work within their confines, but that doesn't restrict the money that we spend that has been contributed this year otherwise. I just want everyone to be clear on like the way that it works. It's not that because Open Collective says we have to spend money on certain things doesn't mean that the money that we have, gotten through contributions that was for technology and for what we noted as community events and enrichment, that can still be spent on those things. So, we can take some from Open Collective, and I totally I was one of the ones pushing for Open Collective because I think 501c3 is important so we can get bigger contributions. But, I don't think it limits us, saving the money that we have in our regular bank account like that. It's kind of apples and oranges in a way.
Okay, in the chat room, we have some parents that would like to continue the meeting. So we're definitely over our time. So can we continue?
I just want the
Thank
parents to have clear information. All right, so is everyone ready for me to launch the poll? Andreana's falling asleep, she says. JK.
No,
Okay.
but we are running over, guys. So we got to get the kids to bed. So I think if we're gonna vote, we probably should do that soon.
All right. So launch poll. Let me get back to this. All right, launching now. There's a lot of I put all the questions in the first poll, and then there will be a second poll for the additional budget to spend. So I could only do 10 questions. Can you put the options in the thing that you're viewing? Yep, I'm doing it right now. Come on. There it is. You see it? Is that what you're talking about? Sorry, it's okay. There you go. Yeah.
If we pick option 4 for the stepping up, does that include all the other gifts, or is just the one, like the book?
Just the autograph worm, grad glasses, and book are all option 4.
Okay.
Hi, sorry, I'm new at this. Are we supposed to put our option in the chat?
No, you should see a poll on your screen. Oh, I see. Do you see the poll? There's like a bunch of questions. It should take over your screen. 5th grade options are the same as the other ones, the ones that are on the screen. The book will be different. If you chose option 4, it'll be a 5th grade level book.
How much is the 5th grade breakfast in total? Like, what I mean is not the contribution, but like how much is it?
I'm not sure. That's a question for Miss Perez.
To be honest, I really don't know, because like I said, that was just, we were covering it between administration and volunteers on staff.
There are 95 kids, so, you know, I guess you could estimate $5 a person, so maybe around $500-600. Are the people who are co-hosts, are you not able to vote? I can make you not co-hosts. I signed in separately under my personal email so I could vote, but if you want me to take you off the co-host thingy.
Yes, please take me off.
Okay, 1 second. Did not know that would do that. Where is the bar? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Hi, I'm sorry if this has been mentioned and I just didn't hear it. But the gifts for 5th grade, they weren't we weren't given any options, right? Here.
They're the same as the ones for the K and first. The book will just be different for the option 4. It'll be a you know, a grade level appropriate book, but
Oh, okay. And was there no in between option because it goes from like 4 to 20?
That's right.
Okay. How about like well, I guess it's too late now, but how about like a gift card or something instead, like for an ice cream shop or something?
How do you guys want to address that question? We kind of needed to address those things before we started the poll, but
okay, sorry.
okay.
Just for never mind. I like, cause I don't get to join these meetings that often, and
No problem.
just adding my 2 cents.
This is the first kind of a first time for us too with this.
Okay, yeah, and since there's those options, I guess look kind of babyish, for 5th grade, especially with the books. Like, how do you, like, the books are more expensive for older kids, and what are they gonna do with that worm? I mean, they could get signed and stuff. I don't know, but then that's so much money too. So
right. The book that was proposed is $12 for 5th grade, And that's what I used actually for the estimate for how much it would be per person. The little worm guy is like $5.50 or $5.79 or something. And then the grad glasses are around $2. So it kind of all came out to be $20. The book, Annie, you were the one who proposed the book. What was, oh, it was Reach for the Stars and Other Advice for Life's Journey is the name of the 5th grade book.
I didn't receive the poll.
You don't see the poll?
No, I didn't receive it.
What do I do to show it to you?
You should try to sign in under a different device.
Jackie and Patrina, could you see it? I took you off as a co-host, Annie. I don't know.
It's fine.
Great.
There are certain people who are not seeing the poll. I'm trying to figure out how to make it so you guys can all see it.
If majority of everyone that's here did it,
I think if you
they actually like.
if you completed it, maybe you can't see it anymore. Is that what's going on?
No, it never popped up.
Well, that was probably because you're co-host.
It's fine. We can move on.
Well, we can.
Is there a time cutoff for this? Because it actually is not allowing me to hit the submit button.
Did you get all of the questions?
Yeah, I'm going through. I'm like, I made sure I answered all of them.
Well, the submit is just it's like one at a time. Try it. You might have to scroll down.
Oh, okay. Well,
you
it's
see?
not illuminated or allowing me to do it at all.
Make sure you clicked an option.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, we could relaunch the poll. If you want to just end it, we'll relaunch it right now and make sure everyone sees it so that everyone is able to vote.
Okay, should we do that?
I think you should.
Okay.
Does that mean if we already voted, we should vote again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone will have to vote again. Sorry.
So just as soon as we relaunch the poll, everybody please make sure that you're able to vote and let us know if you're having an issue. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to end it. Sorry. Okay. Wait, see if we can relaunch, and relaunching the poll will clear existing polling. Yeah. So everybody has to vote again. If someone could say that in Spanish. Ay, ay, ay.
Si votaron anteriormente, tuvieron que hacer la encuesta de nuevo. Por favor, vote de nuevo. Haga su selección y sométala de nuevo.
Does everybody see it now?
I was able to submit everything. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Everybody else? Anybody else have any problems? Just unmute yourself and tell me, because I can't see the chat right now.
I was able to submit also. Thank you.
Cool.
I submitted, thank you.
Are we actually voting for the magician or for the cost of entertainment?
Just the magician for now, and I'm gonna launch a second poll after this one. And then that's, if you didn't want the magician, then you choose how much you would like to spend toward an activity, and we will try to find something. Oh no, Annie's just now entering. What happened?
She should see the poll as soon as she gets in.
Okay.
Do you mention you're gonna make another poll, or is this the only one for today?
There'll be one more poll after this. If you did not want to do the magician, you can choose how much you would like to spend toward another activity that we will have to choose. It'll be up to the executive board really to choose because we don't have another meeting. But you can choose the amount of money we spend.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. I could only do 10 questions in each poll, so. Still waiting on a few more votes, about 6 votes left.
Did everyone get to vote already? Because I know some of the people is the our screens, our second screens. If everyone voted, please let me know. Did Blanca, were you able to vote? Because I see you said you got disconnected.
I was able to vote before I was disconnected, so hopefully it kept my score.
Well, when you came back in, can you log out and then come back in? Because it should, as soon as you get in, the poll will be right there.
No, so the poll was not there, so I assume it counted my vote because the poll was not there anymore.
Did you complete it like before you got disconnected?
Yes, I
Oh yeah,
completed it.
then it should have.
Okay, thank you.
All right, should we give it 30 more seconds? 28 have voted, 34 or 6 have not.
I think that's the 5 of us.
It shouldn't be. I voted on under my name.
1, 2. I know it's 2 extra. Is this
I
somebody
can't-
else?
Yeah, I'm in here twice.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's probably it. All right. Is everybody okay with me ending the poll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sharing results. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Somebody want to do the rundown?
Anyone do it?
I don't see it on my screen.
All right, I'll do it. Okay, so the first, hold on, this thing went all the way to number 9. So do you agree to the cost of the 4 drones? The majority voted yes. Do you agree with the cost of the t-shirts for the mascot contest winners? The majority voted yes. Do you agree with the cost of the t-shirts for mascot contest finalists? The majority voted yes. Do you agree with the cost of the certificates for the mascot contest finalists and fundraiser top 3 sellers? Majority ruled yes. What should we spend on stepping up gifts for K and first?
You skipped number 5.
Oh, sorry. Do you agree with the cost of the mascot t-shirts to sell in person? Majority ruled yes. What should we spend on stepping up gifts for K and first? They chose option 4. What should we spend on graduation gifts for 5th graders? Option 4. Do you agree with the expense for stepping up lunch for K and first from McDonald's or Burger King? Yes. Should we host a virtual magician show? Everyone says no, majority. Should we contribute to the 5th grade breakfast? Majority ruled yes, we should contribute.
$250.
Yes, $250. Yep.
All right, and I'm gonna launch the second poll. Download, yes, okay. So now this next poll is going to be the one that is just about, if you didn't want the magician, then how much do you want to spend, basically. Oh God. And we're sorry this has gone so long. I knew this would be a doozy of a meeting. How do I go to the next poll? Oh, there we go. Okay, launch poll. Okay. All right, it's only one question. I think the remainder might just be us.
I voted already.
I voted too. Did everyone get to vote so that we could end the poll? If someone didn't vote, can you please say no? If you did not vote. If you did not vote, please type no in the chat. I'm gonna give it 1 minute. I'm looking at the time. If there's a no, please tell me.
I kind of wish one of the options was free.
If
Just
only.
to be honest.
If only.
Not to skimp on our children, of course, but just, thinking creatively.
I should have put a nothing option. I forgot to do that.
Well, that sounds bad. I don't really mean nothing, but I don't know. I guess the up to 100 would be the best one.
And I think we can definitely, as somebody was saying, like the Brooklyn Nets do something. We could look at some different things. You know, the magician was kind of pitched to us, so it was we just kind of like had that. But yeah, we can do some research. And you know, this means up to. So of course we're gonna do some research and hopefully spend a little less, but just what you guys are comfortable, the most you're comfortable with spending.
All right, the minute's up, so we can end the poll.
Okay.
So the question is, if it's a no on the magician, how much should we spend for a whole school year, end of the year activity? And the majority ruled up to $500.
No, up to 1,000.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Well, there we go. Yeah, I can't see that. It's not. Is that the majority? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's 35% said up to 1,000. 19% said up to 500. That was the next.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1,000. Yeah, I don't even. Oh, I see it. Yeah, sorry. Up to 1,000. I see it on my other screen. Okay. So we can move on now from this, right? What's next on the agenda? And I know it's super late already.
Okay, so I think quickly you could just go through the events, the upcoming events. Am I still sharing my screen? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
You just have to put it on.
Pay attention to all the open tabs. Present. Go to that. Okay.
All right, so we still have. Oh, Annie, are you doing this? I don't even know. What are
Go,
we?
go ahead. Just go ahead. So we
Okay.
can. We're already late. Just go ahead.
All right, so we still have probably 40 to 50% left of graduation picture refund money from last year. So if anybody knows any 5th grade students, please email the PSA at ps376psa@gmail.com if you are still due a refund, because we want to return the money as soon as possible and not just have it sitting in the bank. Okay, next slide.
Oh, this was another thing, very important.
So we are seeking a healing ambassador. What is the Family and Community Wellness Collective? It is a community of parents or caregivers who want to learn more about how to care for themselves and their school community. Those registered will participate in a 4-part professional learning series, become their school's family healing ambassador, facilitate a session for families at their school, and receive a stipend for their participation. So the sessions coming up that you would have to attend, you would have to attend 4 online learning sessions on July 20th, July 27th, August 3rd, August 10th, September 14th, which is an optional date, and fall 2021 is the parent caregiver who sorry. So in the fall, after you have attended all these sessions, you as the healing ambassador, you have to make sure that you hold a workshop, basically with everything that you learned in the 4 sessions, and you're also going to receive a stipend for this. So.
And we did have a volunteer, Erica Ramos. I don't know if she's here tonight. So she is interested in doing it. She wrote to us.
I'm also interested.
We haven't really put it out there to the parents, so we're gonna send like a flyer and information.
all the parents should have received information from the DOE. Everyone was emailed something, and Miss Rivera sent something about this. So they should have received it.
We're gonna send an additional flyer so that everyone can know. And then if you guys, are interested, please just email us at the PSA.
We do have to submit our candidate by, I think it's June 1st. So it's either 1st or 7th. I can't remember. So if you're interested, please email us as soon as possible. Here it is in Spanish. Don't know if anybody's paying attention anymore. Okay.
Do you want me to read it in Spanish, Ms. Foss?
Yes, please, Ms. Perez.
I will. Okay, it says, Buscando Embajador Sanador, que es el colectivo de bienestar familiar y comunitario. Una comunidad de padres o cuidadores que desean aprender más sobre cómo cuidar de sí mismo y de su comunidad escolar. Los registrados participarán en una serie de aprendizaje profesional de 4 partes. Conviértase en el embajador de sanación familiar de su escuela. Vas a tener que facilitar una sesión para familias de su escuela y recibirás un estipendio por su participación. Las sesiones, los padres embajadores deben asistir a 4 sesiones de aprendizaje en línea sobre el 20 de julio, el 27 de julio, el 3 de agosto, el 10 de agosto, el 14 de septiembre, ese va a ser opcional, y en el otoño del 2021, el padre o cuidador van a facilitar una sesión escolar. So van a tener que enseñarle a los padres de la comunidad escolar todo sobre lo que aprendieron en las 4 sesiones que van a asistir. So that was pretty much it in a nutshell.
Sorry. Okay, so the upcoming PSA meetings, we're gonna have PSA elections, which will be happening on May 27th at 6 p.m. So if you want to run, please sign up and register, or if you want to vote, please sign up and register. We're going to send a flyer with that information out soon. We're going to have our next and last general meeting on June 10th at 6 p.m. And then our last fundraising committee meeting on June 15th at 6 p.m. Our PSA general meetings have been occurring on the 2nd Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. And that's about it. Next slide, please. So we are seeking one more volunteer for the election committee to oversee this year's upcoming election. We will be hosting the election on May 27th, 2021 at 6 p.m. All nominations will be taken on the floor during that meeting. Ms. Perez?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, thank you, Ms. Foss. Okay, so la Asociación de Padres están buscando un voluntario más para el comité electoral para supervisar las próximas elecciones de este año. Seremos anfitriones de las elecciones en el 27 de mayo a las 6 p.m. Todas las nominaciones se llevarán a cabo durante esa sesión. So, si deseas ser un oficial de la elección del comité, favor de comunicarse con la Asociación de Padres. Okay, Ms. Foss, thank you.
Okay, is there anybody here that would like to volunteer? Basically, what you would be doing is taking notes. Ms. Nyasha is going to be chairing the election. We just need somebody who would take notes. Is there anybody here who would be interested? Please. Just go ahead and put it in the chat if you're interested, or you can email us at ps376psa@gmail.com. I can't see the chat, so I'm not sure if anybody's.
I think Rosa Scott said, I'm interested, but I'm not sure if it's about this or about something else.
I think she was referring to the healing ambassador.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
But it would be good to have someone help us out, help me out with the election, because it is quite specific, I would say, having an election in a Zoom, there's all these certain rules and all of that. So if someone would be so kind to help, that would be great. And then if we don't get someone to help, I was wondering, is it possible we can push back the date so that we can kind of get a little bit more clarity on it?
Were you able to
we
attend the
don't-
training, Nyasha?
I was not. I
Yeah,
missed
you have
it.
to reach out to Jazzy as soon as possible, because if not,
Okay.
if we don't receive, our people that we're looking for, our
Yeah.
volunteers, then basically, Alice and Jazzy are gonna have to take over.
I was the election chair last year, so I don't mind taking notes this year if that's allowed.
I don't think they have a problem with that. You just have to make sure you attend the training, even if you did it last year.
Yeah, I was the person, I was like Nyasha's role last in September.
Yeah, just reach out to Jazzy. I'll email you, and let you know more details.
Okay.
Okay, great. If they have a recording, then I'm on it.
I believe she does, yes.
Okay, wonderful. I'll reach out to her. Thank you.
No problem.
Melissa was asking about some things about the healing ambassador. I would have to look up that information, but I can email you all the details that we have. I'll send it to you tonight. I'll have your email from the registration.
I'm sorry, what is Melissa's
You know what?
question? I
I'm
don't see it in
sorry.
the chat.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but I cannot take notes next Thursday. I didn't realize, but I'm not available on that day.
If worst comes to worst, I can do it because I'm not running for I'm not going to be running on the executive board. So if worst comes to worst, but it would be better if somebody else does it. Melissa was just asking, how do you know how long the 4 sessions are and how much the stipend is, and is the ambassador responsible for just one session in the fall? I think that it's kind of an ongoing thing, but like I said, I'll look into it and send out all the info.
If you can also email us, with your interest, but we're gonna have to take a vote regardless of whoever's interested, if it's more than one person. We'll do that at the last meeting.
We can't. We have to submit it before the last meeting.
What's the date? What's the end date?
It's either June 1st or June 7th. I can't remember. I think anyway.
All right, we'll let you guys know. So
okay.
That's the same thing we just said, right? So the PSA Executive Board elections is going to be on Thursday, May 27th. That's the Zoom link. You can find the list of the roles and responsibilities on the school's blog, and we will also send you guys a flyer with info.
Okay.
I'm sorry, really quickly before you move on, for the Healing Ambassador, because I attended that session. It is for the stipend. You receive $250 the first half of the workshop, and after you complete all the workshop, you get the other $250. We have to get the names in by June 18th, 2021, but we can confirm that. And what was the other question that Melissa asked?
She was just asking if
I don't know why I can't see it in the chat.
They were asking if they're only responsible for one session in the fall to facilitate a school session, or if there's more than one.
I think it's just one, from what I remember from attending the meeting.
Okay.
We'll give you guys more information for sure.
Okay.
So they rescheduled the kindergarten and first grade town hall meeting. So it'll be tomorrow on May 21st at 5 p.m. So please attend so you can know all about the activities and everything that they're planning on doing. Ms. Perez, if you want to translate.
Sure. Reprogramamos la reunión de la ceremonia intensificación de jardín de infancia para mañana. Era anteriormente el martes, pero lo cambiamos hasta mañana a las 5 para jardín de infancia y a las 6 para primer grado. Ese es el enlace en el folleto para asistir la reunión.
I don't think we need to read this whole thing. This will be available. I'll make this presentation available tomorrow, and we'll have Ms. Rivera send it out, and it'll also be on the school's website if you want to read through this. But this was just from the information session that happened yesterday.
I mean, the key information is basically that they will be holding an in-person ceremony as opposed to virtual. It'll be held individually by each class in the schoolyard, and everything will be, follow DOE restrictions. Only 2 parents or 2 tickets are distributed per child. Guests must present and submit physical ticket to enter the yard. Remote students will have the option to attend the in-person ceremony. However, there will be also a virtual ceremony. All in-person and fully remote students may attend the virtual ceremony. A survey will be sent to parents asking them to indicate whether they are attending the in-person ceremony or the virtual ceremony so they can plan accordingly. Once we receive the wishes of the parents of fully remote students, they will send them the time that they are assigned. So if you want to do a brief thing, Ms. Perez, that'd be great.
Sure, thank you, Ms. Cortes. So esta información nosotros damos ayer en la reunión de padres para el 5º grado sobre la graduación. La información importante es que sí vamos a tener una ceremonia en persona que se llevará a cabo clase por clase. So no va a ser una ceremonia para todas las clases juntas porque no tenemos el espacio con todos los límites de capacidad. So cada clase va a tener su propia ceremonia. Debido a las restricciones del Departamento de Educación, solo podemos dar 2 boletos por cada niño. Hay que venir con el boleto para poder pasar y participar en la graduación. Los estudiantes van a tener la opción de, los estudiantes que están en aprendizaje remoto van a tener la opción de venir y asistir en persona a la ceremonia, pero también si no desean venir en persona, vamos a tener una ceremonia virtual también. Y cada niño que asiste a escuela en persona o que asiste a aprendizaje remoto van a poder decidir si están cómodos viniendo a una ceremonia en persona o si prefieren asistir virtualmente. So, todos los niños, todos los padres van a tener la oportunidad de asistir a la ceremonia que mejor le conviene. Y si vamos a enviar un survey, una encuesta virtual para que todos los padres nos puedan dejar saber cuál ceremonia van a asistir para que podamos preparar bien. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you. So PS 376 will be having their annual STEAM Expo on Friday, June 11th from 9 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. If you want to register, reserve your spot, you have to email Miss Sonia Cruz. And then it's what was the theme again? What did they say the theme was?
The theme is the rainforest.
Thanks. Okay, so the itinerary is as follows. 9 a.m. they're gonna have a video montage. On 9:20 an opening address. 9:30 the student presentations. 10 a.m. they're gonna have a live Q&A with the students, and at 11:10 will be the closing remarks. So the PSA is gonna hold a virtual talent show and end of the year jam on June 11th at 5 p.m. If you can sing, dance, tell jokes, draw, do magic tricks, or do anything else that you think is cool, please submit your videos as soon as possible to be featured. You have to send it to the PSA email at ps376psa@gmail.com before June 5th. The video must be 3 minutes or less, and please include your child's name and class. And we're also going to be giving some door prizes and stuff like that. So
And I
it should be
think we're
fun.
going to do a little dance party at the end also,
Yes.
you know, after we show all the videos. I've already got one submission, so we need some more, but it's a good start. And staff, if any staff are still here, you can submit as well. We encourage it. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So please show up and submit. Okay. En español?
Oh, sure. Sorry about that.
Just a brief. You don't have to read everything.
Sure. La Asociación de Padres van a tener un jam de fin de año. Es bueno, un show de talento virtual. Si desean someter un baile, canción, chistes, hacer trucos de magia o hacer alguna otra cosa interesante, puedes enviar su video a la Asociación de Padres y al final del show va a haber un baile que todo el mundo puede participar para cerrar la ceremonia. Y será el 11 de junio a las 5 de la tarde por Zoom. Okay,
all right.
We had an event for last month. We had an event, Goals, How to Live Your Best Life, which was in celebration of Financial Literacy Month. We also had our virtual movie night where we showed Trolls World Tour. We launched the poll at the beginning of it in celebration of our popcorn fundraiser. And the kids voted on the Trolls World Tour and everybody had fun. They interacted with their children in the chat and that was it, with their friends in the chat. Next. And we also had a Makers and Mocktails event where we did a sangria recipe and then we also did quilling with the kids.
And by the way, I'm going to put up this and the recording of this and the recording of the goals presentation on our YouTube, and we'll share it in the email in the next couple weeks. So if you want to watch it, you're welcome to. It's quilling is a very interesting craft, and it was kind of like very chill and peaceful, I thought. Patrina did an awesome job, and she's a professional quiller now, I believe.
Okay, so our upcoming school closures, May 31st on Memorial Day, school will be closed. June 3rd for Staff Development Day and June 8th for a Clerical Day for K-5 schools. And please don't forget to sign up for your NYC schools account. It is very important. Please help your school and district get to 100% of their students linked. You can get your report cards there, be able to vote and for any elections like CEC or anything like that. It's very, very important that you sign up, please. Thank you.
Is there a principal's report?
And finally, Ms. Perez, you get your principal's report.
Oh boy. So I'm gonna be super brief because I know everyone really wants to put their children to sleep. So I'm not gonna go into great detail. If anyone has any questions about anything that I highlight, you know that you can always give us a call at the school or send us an email and we will definitely connect with you. But I just want to remind everyone of the Summer Rising summer program applications. They have been disseminated multiple times. So if you would like to be a part of that program, please ensure you apply. We are not allowed to sign anyone up at the school level. You must apply through the online DYCD application process. So please be sure to do that if you want that opportunity. iReady testing, the final window will begin next week. So we will start that iReady testing again. I was going to remind everyone of the school closures, but Cortes already did that. And I just want to let everyone know that we have already started sending out the PSA the codes, the parent codes for the upcoming PSA election. So if you have not received it, you should be receiving it by tomorrow. If you don't receive it by Tuesday, please ensure you contact us because that means that something happened and we have to get you your codes. Parents that have, or children that have 2 parents in the ATS system listed as contacts will receive 2 codes. If you only receive 1 and there are 2 parents that would like to vote, please let us know and we will give you your second code or create one for you. So if you don't receive those codes by Tuesday, please ensure that you contact us immediately.
That was my question. I was like, when were they sent out? I thought they were already sent out.
Most of them have been sent out, but I know that there are a few more that was like individual emails to everyone and it's kind of taking a bit of a long
So
time.
they're going to be an email, not like Google Classroom or anything.
They're going to be an email, but we're also going to send them tomorrow through Google Classroom.
Okay.
Just in case anyone missed the email.
Okay, cool.
But if you don't get it by Tuesday, please let us know because that would be 2 different ways that we sent it out to you. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a lovely weekend. Finally have some beautiful weather, so it's a good thing.
Thank you so much, Ms. Perez.
Thank you.
Thank you. I lost my screen. Don't know where it went. 1 second. Sorry. Did I close the window? I think that was the last thing. I usually do my communications announcements, but I'll just say, email us if you have any questions, ps376psa@gmail.com. And please look out for our emails and our flyers. And I try to put every important thing on the school's blog. So also that's ps376.org/blog. And you should be able to find lots of things there. And that's basically it.
Okay. So if there is no further business, the meeting will stand adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.